and family on this great, beautiful Thursday. Of course, I would like to also say that this is the day that the Lord has made, and all that will agree with it, we shall rejoice and be glad in it. I am once again Dr. Cortez D. Sims, and I am your friendly coach. I am your coach. I am the person that like to drop a little nugget for you, and I've been having a little fun with giving just a Thursday thought. I don't think it's anything that we don't know already, but I love to give as a coach, as a counselor, as a friend, as your guy that you heard about, as your guy that you can refer to. I love to give a little, or maybe just a few little nuggets to drop in for you. The last couple of weeks I've been talking more about communication and how important it is to decipher between hearing and listening. And then another week I talked about the importance of what freedom means, being free, and how freedom is going to cost you. In fact, that was last week. Today, I was just thinking about how we need to deal with mistakes. And this is something that, as long as you are in a human body and you are in a human costume or a human suit, that we all will perform, we all will commit, we all will encounter, we all will experience mistakes and or a mistake. So I put S there because it's never not going to stop happening. It's going to continue to happen as long as you are human. And that's something that we should all accept. And there's no measurement on how big or how small. But the important key that I want to kind of drive home today is, don't allow people to measure your mistake against your true character. Don't allow people. Don't allow that. Don't allow that. Don't allow people to measure, size you up, as we say, look at you, or want to judge you or misguide you based upon a mistake that you've made, or that was clearly a mistake, against who you really are. And it's so crucial. And what I mean by don't allow people includes, don't get me wrong, people includes yourself, people include your family, people are include your friends, people include your coworkers, your neighbors, and any affiliation to your life that you allow to have any input or to say anything to you or to come across you. Do not allow people to measure your mistake against your true character. Why am I even saying that? Because it's a mistake. And I would like for you guys to share it with anybody. What's going on, Brother Jerome? I would like for you guys to really, really share this information, because this is something that we're really, really dealing with. The more that you are taking a lot of time to be with yourself, quarantining, you have to reevaluate yourself. You're looking at the rest of this year like, okay, so this is September the 3rd. And what am I going to do with the rest of this 2020 year? A lot of people have made statements about how messed up and how crazy this year is. But really, this year has been a year of, this is one of the targeting beginnings. This is about as real as it's going to get, and it's not going to stop, because a lot of people are delusional. They are in disbelief. They are in denial about the things that's been said, the things that has been in biblical history about how we need to just take an examination. In fact, when some of us who are in the Christian faith, I should say, when we take communion, one of the inscriptions, the scriptures, inscriptions, I should say, that's in the book of Corinthians, it says, let a man examine himself. And so when I talk about mistakes today, what is a mistake? A mistake, I looked it up, and it says an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong. But here's the deal. A mistake is literally, as I was just teaching the other day in my class, a mistake is something, it is literally a mistake. In other words, it's something that you shouldn't have taken, you should have missed. And because we probably took something and we didn't carefully examine if this would be beneficial to where I'm going, what I'm doing, what I'm focusing on at that time, we find out that it has resulted, or the outcomes of taking this situation has given me a negative result to where I'm going, to what I was doing, to what I was already focused on. So that's why it's called a mistake. It is literally a mistake. I've been taking good advice. I've been taking the right steps. I've been taking careful consideration on some things, But in this situation or this particular thing or this relationship or this person, it was a mistake. It was something that I should have missed. And I took it. I took it without having a careful examination. And we do that quite a bit. We're not going to stop doing it. But the key thing is to learn from it, love yourself through it, and allow yourself to be human and forgive yourself. Those are a lot of key words that a lot of us forgot or we don't think that we should do, which is part of life, is to tell ourselves, hey, I made a mistake. I made that. And once you own it, you're able to say, let me examine what made it, what qualified it to be a mistake. And I was telling a group of mine over the last couple of weeks, which is why I thought it was important as a Thursday thought is, a lot of us are still harping. We're still operating on past mistakes. And we haven't allowed it to say, you know what, that mistake has taught me a great lesson. And now I'm able to not only apply it to my life and apply the knowledge from that mistake, and applied knowledge is wisdom. God will say, well, this is what you need to do with this. This is how you can apply this. This is how you can teach other people. Because remember, everything that happens to you is not just something that's supposed to happen to you, but it happened to you so it can really benefit other people. So let's not be selfish with this information and this wisdom that we're getting. Let's realize that, listen, I made a mistake and I got with the wrong person. Okay, and it's only because we missed the flags or we didn't consider keeping the flags, those red flags. We thought that the red flags was just pink, but we realized it still had color. It gave color so you won't be color blind. So keep that in mind. I remember not too long ago that I had to tell myself, Cortez, forgive yourself. And then if you have brought any offense with this mistake, go to them sincerely. And you will learn a lot about other people that will measure you, that will even hear about it. They don't even know you at all. And at the same time, you under construction. And some of us are under reconstruction while you're making that mistake. And this is why it's so crucial for us not to bring judgment to people. Don't measure people against their character, because you don't know what kind of results or outcomes that's going to come out of their mistake. Out of that, 9 times out of 10, they're going to come up strong. They're going to come up victorious and say, oh, you know what? Let me just dust myself off because that was a mistake that I shouldn't have taken. And that is so powerful within itself. Everybody don't get that, but it is our job. It is our solemn duty to pass it on to people and say, listen, let me give you a free lesson. If you've never went down this road before, don't make the mistake of doing this because you're doing so well. And the issue is for a lot of us, ladies and gentlemen, is that we don't bless people enough, telling them, please don't stop doing how well you're doing. Please keep it going. Please keep your eyes. Please keep your trajectory real clear. Please keep your road clear. So even if you see debris and paper that's falling on the road where you're going, take a couple minutes during your break and sweep the stuff out of your way so it won't contaminate you. It won't pull you to a different direction. It won't distract you from where you're going, because some of us have distraction issues. And I'm going to talk about that later on, probably on a different video. I have fun on different subjects because I'm a lover of words. I'm a lover of true meaning of what words really mean. And if you really dissect words, it will really help you in your behavior. I even heard I think it was Jim Rohn was saying that the power of vocabulary does a nice Pictionary in your mind to help you in your decisions going forward. So in other words, the more vocabulary that you learn, the more that you'll learn what words mean. And it has this panoramic way to give you this image in your head of, if that's what that words mean, I don't want to look like the word that I know. And because I don't want to look like the word I know, it's a thought. And usually after thoughts, the next things, ladies and gentlemen, is the action. You'll begin to walk in the action of what you've been thinking about. But if you realize that a word, say, well, you know what, this is, let me give you a good example. If you say, well, this is bad, and you're like, okay, well, I'm kind of common with the word bad. But if I say, well, no, this is horrific, that's strong. Yes, it is. This is how strong you need to take your next move. Let's not act or operate in an operation or or don't operate in any activity that gives you something that's horrific or terrific, that's very terrible, that will really, really bring a detriment. Oh my God. And these are other synonyms other than the word bad. And so when you look at those things, you're like, oh, well, I don't want to make that mistake. Absolutely. So don't allow people to get into your spirit. Don't allow the rumors and the things that's been said about you because of their ignorance. And that's what it really is, because people don't really know you. I'll leave you with this. I heard over the years that there's only three people that knows you the best. So while they're trying to measure you up, size you up, figure you out, calculate how they think that you know you. But here's the reality. There's only three people that knows you the best. Let me bust your bubble this morning. You could tell everybody that I said it. Dr. Cortez D. Sims said it. There's three people that knows you the best. That is God, your creator. Okay. Some people call him the most high. Some people call him the higher power. Okay. I'm calling him God this morning, this afternoon. God knows you the best. That's one. Two, the devil, your adversary, demonic force, of a fallen angel that used to hang out with God, that God demoted because he got beside himself. But he spent a lot of time with studying you since you were born, which is how you're able to have this immeasurable temptation, or these things that come around so it can distract you so you can make that mistake. Okay. We usually are distracted by things that are good. And I'm not saying that we're not distracted by things that are bad, but things that are bad doesn't really affect, it doesn't have that type of impact like it would if it's good. I'll give you a great example. If you have a woman or a man that have a high interest in beautiful men and beautiful women before they were married, okay, and a fine, beautiful, strong, attractive man walk past, they will be fighting in their mental capacity to make the mistake to go, oh my God, did you see him? Oh my God, or the man, oh my God, did you see her? Because it's something good. You can have a great, beautiful relationship right next to you, Sister Mary, and it's beautiful. It's going wonderful. Everything that you've been praying for, everything that you've been looking for, and now all of a sudden you look at so those are, and if you're caught with it, then you have to explain how you made that mistake because you took something that you didn't calculate that could have thrown you completely off. So what am I saying? Some of us, we've allowed people to have measure our character of who we are. So we have the God who knows us, who is our character. One of the people that knows us the best. We have the devil that likes to distract, that has sized you up, that has to give you temptation. And the last person, ladies and gentlemen, it is not your mother. It is not your father. It is not your children. It is not your boo. It's not none of those things. It is not your coworkers. It is you. So three people knows you the best. And this is why, though, out of those three people, those other people do not have a warrant. They do not have a say-so. They do not have a right to measure your mistakes against your true character. Because God, the enemy, or the enemies, or people who wants to be enemies to who you are because you're walking in God, which is 1-2, and you knows you the best. I can prove it because the Bible says, train up a child in the way that should go. They say, parents, train up the child, train them up, not know them. Train them up. After the training, then this is what you get. Some of us lack training. Some of us don't know how to train. Some of us didn't know how to give proper training. Some of us train them the best, and they still turn out to be what it is. And when they turn out to be what they was or is or what they became after the training or lack of training or full training, we had to wonder who will they turn out to be? Who are they? So we still don't know them. We learn about them as a result of the training or the lack of training or their life experiences. So any other people outside of everything that I'm saying are people that will celebrate you in one way, love what you've accomplished in one way. But then, you can throw some hearts, you can share some love, share it. If I'm saying anything that makes any sense, anybody outside of those three people, God, the devil, yourself, which is where you have your natural everyday conflict and your reasoning and your prayer and your binding and your loosing and your affirmations and you're stepping forward. And then you have to, and then when it all boils down to who you are, speaking life into yourself, believe your belief system, changing your mindset from how it used to be. Now you're able to say, you know what, whether I make a mistake or not, I'm still going to be victorious. I'm going to be incredible. I am incredible. I'm not just being it, I am it. And when you make those sayings and those affirmations about you, Nothing can stop you. You will definitely be a force that cannot be reckoned with. You will be a force in the earth that God has empowered because you acknowledge who you came from. So this is why you cannot allow, once again, don't allow people, family, friends, co-workers, neighbors, affiliates, and whoever to measure you, size you up, and say, oh, well, you're a bad person. You're not good for anybody. They don't even know you. And those three people is all you need to be concerned about. Am I pleasing God? Am I putting the enemy underneath my feet? And am I taking what God says about me and what he's been saying about me to my life to be the best version that I can be in this small period of time that I have? So that's what I want to talk about today. Mistake. It's just a mistake. You mistakenly probably did not finish school. You was going on a nice trajectory. Fear kicked in. Obstacles kicked in. It's all part of life. But guess what? You don't have to take or even take anything that's bad or take bad advice. Hey, I mistakenly took the wrong advice. I was doing well, but then I considered some people that didn't say the right. It's just a mistake. And it's going to happen to us over and over and over again. But what we would not do, and if you can agree with me, show some love, show balloons, show your heart, that we will not allow the people to measure our mistake against our true character. Because our true character is who we're still discovering, who we're still realizing that's what's in this amazing mind that we have. And I want to encourage you guys, and I'm talking from a place of pain, damage that I've had over the years. In many ways, not too long ago, that I had to really, really pull myself up. I got quiet. I had to get into a place of prayer. I had to get in a place of looking at myself and look at how God has really raised me up and done some great things. And I've helped a lot of people. And because I made a mistake on a few people because I wanted it or because I thought it was it. And I realized, I didn't, I judged that wrong because I didn't count up the cost. I didn't realize that was like a form of bondage. Oh my goodness. Connected myself to that would be horrible. And some of us, like myself, we did it anyway. And then you have to go right back to the three people that you who knows you, yourself, because you give yourself a bath, you hang out with you all of the time, and the enemy who probably talked you into, which is that second person, talk you out of it and gave you the wrong things to measure things by. But then you go right back to the Creator and be like, God, tell me what to do, direct me. You told me to, in all my ways, acknowledge you. I'm going to acknowledge you, and you're going to give me direction to get out of this stuff. And then from that, it comes with people guessing. And with guessing, it turns to messing. And because guessing to messing, and they don't bless you because they're too busy sizing you up based upon a mistake that was done. And here's the last thing I want to say to you. Everybody gets a turn. And you have to be very, very careful with who you talk about, make any comments about, or have a conversation. I don't care if you make any type of response to anybody about it, because something can happen in your life and then it's your turn. You have to really, 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 really be careful. And that's what I was really, really trying to do. I had to make a conscious decision not to even say crazy or bad things because of the people that I made a mistake with, because I could be in that same seat months later, a year later, 2 or 3 years later. And guess what? They've grown, they've accepted, they have really, really risen above the highest mountains and just flew above anything. And it was like, wow. So please, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, commissioners, officials, anybody who I'm talking to, please don't allow people to measure your mistakes against your true character. They don't even know you. And the reality is, you're still learning how to know you. All right? I love you all. Share it. I would love to hear your feedback if you have anything. But just remember, a mistake is just a mistake. It's a take that you should have missed. You know how we say, or the young people say, man, miss me on that. Yes, that was all it was. It was a take that we stuck our hand out and we took something that we should not have taken while we were on our journey, on our way, or while we were in a standstill position. God was like, keep your hands in your pocket. What's going on, Theo? What's going on, Rashid? Sister Mary? And we shouldn't have done that. And that's all we need to do is shake it off and be like, you know what, I shouldn't have done that. Let your real character accept you. Let your real character bring you up to a place of humility and maturity, which goes a long way. That's the bigger picture. Don't waddle. Don't sit in it. Don't spend a whole bunch of time into, oh my God, I cannot believe. Too much time is going past in that part. And I would say this, acceptance is the key thing. When you accept something faster, you are less affected. You will be affected, but you are less affected. It won't affect you to the full impact once you accept it faster. Forgive yourself faster. Watch the healing kick in much faster. Watch you become very whole in the midst of it. I love you all. Spread the news, and I'm going to say it one more time. Do not let this mistake define you. Don't allow people. So when they bring it to you, say, hey, you know what? I didn't bring it to you. I'm not judging yours. And I'm not spending time with pointing out the things that you've done wrong. Even if you've done things wrong to other people. Hey, guess what? The only difference between you and I, my stuff went a little bit more viral. My stuff was announced with other people who don't know what they're talking about. And your stuff did not, as of now. Because people are going to still talk because it is information. It is new news. It is drama. It is trauma. It is entertainment. When there's any of those words are in operation, it's going to spread faster than the truth. Because people feel like the truth is boredom. But lies and entertainment will spread like wildfire. Love you all. Have a great day. Take care.